Bonjour à tous, eh bien, nous sommes à Monte San Savino en présence de Mike Blanc. On va essayer de découvrir un petit peu qui est Mike Blanc avec un mélange de français et anglais, on va essayer de se débrouiller. Alors bonjour Mike Blanc.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Oui, oui.
Alors tu es originaire d'un pays du Nord.
Oui, Suède.
La Suède. Comment tu as commencé la figurine et quand?
I started actually painting figures when I was about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I started with some Lasset figure or green wooden ball actually, or some Airfix figures as well. And then I went on to Hysterix figures. My father was a photographer, so I traveled all around Europe with him, and I remember going to the tradition shop in London, where he bought me a couple of figures, and also found some Hysterix figures that open up a new era with the conversion possibilities, and you can sort of create something of your own, more personal. And then I started sculpting later on, actually. I went to art school, I worked as an art teacher, and I started sculpting when I was, I don't know, like 25, actually. But more seriously, more professionally. And then I worked as an art teacher, I worked as a musician, and then I started my own company in 1996, Mike Blanc Productions. And since then I've been doing sculpting and painting full-time for collectors and manufacturers around the world.
Okay. Well, what do you prefer, painting or sculpting?
I actually prefer both. Still, I do, because when I sculpt a figure, I see the finished piece when it's painted as well. So for me, the sculpting is about half the process being made. The other half is the painting. So I like to do it both because it is not really finished until I add the paint on the figure. Then it becomes what I've had in my mind from the start.
Okay. Quelles sont les techniques que tu utilises in painting or sculpting?
For painting, I use nowadays. I started actually with Humbrels because when I was younger, it was the only thing you can find, and artist oil seemed too difficult when I was a child. Then I started doing Humbrels, and gradually I added different types of paints as technique changes. And these days I'm using Humbrels, I'm using acrylics, both Vallejo and Andrea. I use artist oil paint, and I use printer's ink. I use really whatever it takes on Humbrels. You know, all you can find for different areas of the figure to get different textures and different depths of colors.
Okay. And for sculpting?
For sculpting, I try different materials because they usually find something new all the time. But right now, I'm using Magic Sculpt, which is a 2-part epoxy putty. That it's like milliput, but it's slightly. I think for me, it's like soft, more like wax actually. And sometimes I use Duro or Nederlite, whatever it's called, from different countries, for certain parts.
You don't use Fimo or Sculpey?
No, not for smaller scale. The problem with when you do 54 with Fimo or anything like that, it seems to it cracks sometimes when you cure it. I have less control over it, or Sculpey or Super Sculpey or whatever, ProMat. So if I would larger scale, I would use Super Sculpey or Sculpey or ProMat because it gives you added time. You don't have you don't have a deadline with the curing. Okay. But for smaller scale, I prefer the epoxy putties actually.
Okay. Are you a painter or sculptor? Do you prefer a sculptor? A name of sculptor?
Oh, yes. Actually, my biggest influences today is, I think it goes back to my art school, it's classical art. And for sculptors, I love Bernini, which is, it's very dramatic and almost over the top, but it adds a lot of feel of emotion to the figures that I like to myself try to incorporate in my own miniature sculpting. So and for painting, I all the classical from the Dutch masters up to the 19th century, because you can learn so much how to play with the colors. You know, when you look at the Courbet from Van Dyck to Rembrandt, you see what you first see appears to be one color. If you study it closely, it's like 4 or 5, 6 different colors making one color. And that's my inspiration for painting. You can play not only with the light, but different colors within the same color, which I really enjoy these days.
Ok. Une question, alors je vais te la dire en français. Comment tu choisis tes thèmes? How would you choose your theme for your figure?
I chose my theme or individual figure or dioramas based on based on usually of a story, a character, personality, an event in history. For example, I did a box diorama 3 years ago of Jeanne d'Arc entering Orléans. It was a big scene with about 40 figures, and that was based. I went to Orléans many years ago, and I saw a fantastic painting there, which gave me a lot of inspiration. For me, it captured the feel of her and what she did at that time, and that for me was a perfect subject to do in a miniature form. And it could be a painting of the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette I done as well, because it has a very special individual, a character, personality. And I like to capture that in miniature form. So it could be, my inspiration comes usually from finding an interesting character, a personality, or an event that changed history, like the French Revolution or Orléans. I've done some from the American Revolution as well, and from the Swedish history. But it's finding that special person, special event, that is very, very interesting for me.
Okay, and the last question
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
The
secret question.
Yes, the secret question. Please give me your secret for your hair.
For my hair?
For your hair.
For my hair. Well, you gotta glue it on perfectly.
Okay.
I don't wash it too often.
Thank you. Voilà une interview qui se termine dans la bonne humeur une fois de plus. À bientôt pour de nouvelles interviews sur Figurine TV.